Hey guys, what is up? It is your boy the boy back again for another video. This time it's going to be a tutorial video, and we're going to be talking about uh, CC clearing and when and how to efficiently clear CCs. Now there's a couple of main points here. When should we clear the CC? Well, you always should have an answer for the CC. So mainly, you're going to want to clear the CC when you have attacks like hogs or lava loon attacks, where there's things in the CC that could just sit there and cause problems. Um, Also, you got to have an answer for the CC. So if you're running a go wipe attack with P.E.K.K.A.s, P.E.K.K.A.s are hard hitters, but they're slow hitters. And if you run a P.E.K.K.A. into a queen, they're going to spend a majority of their time stalling on skeleton clear rather than actually taking out defenses. So you got to have some kind of response for whatever they might have in their clan castle. So the first part we're going to do here is let's assume that we're running hogs, we're running lava loon, and we want to clear the CC. How can we effectively clear the CC? Back in the day, I would have said, you know what, lava loon, like a loon drop, is great at killing CC troops. But with level 6 wizards and just a whole bunch of the stuff that people put in their clan castles nowadays, lava loon drop really is kind of not very cost effective. You end up, wasting maybe one or two loons trying to hit it perfectly, and then even then with the max level wizards, you don't kill the damn thing. So the main thing that I've been focusing on right now is the 2 witch clear, and I want to show a couple of examples of good CC clears with the double witch drop, and then 2 bad CC clears, and just kind of try to show you the difference between what happens when it works and what happens when it doesn't work. So let's go ahead and jump in here. The 2 good ones I'm actually going to show are from my buddy Jeremy, who did a very good job this past war or 2 wars ago of really clearing the CC with 2 witches and not really expending too much more. So he drops his golem to soak a little bit of damage here. I'm pretty sure he gets a full pull just off that golem, but to be sure, he drops a couple of hogs to take out the mortar. Put a little extra damage, but he does for sure then get the exact the full pull. So what I want you to focus on here is, now that he's dragged him out, watch how quick the 2 drops are, and watch the placement of the drops. So he's got those 2, and then right away he drops down those witches, and notice that the witches are behind everything else. This is important, because while all of this extra DPS is focusing on those 2 barbarians and the 2 archers that were already dropped, the witches have enough time to sit in the back and spawn skeletons that become the next target. Now, the other part of this drop is you're usually going to drop 1 or 2 wizards and maybe an archer queen to provide DPS. Jeremy gets a little carried away. This guy is left out to dry, and you can see the 1 archer arrow is already coming. There will be more behind that. So he is going to lose that one. But the witch is behind, and this wizard here is going to help with the damage, and so is that witch. And for the initial investment of the 1 or 2 archers and the 2 barbarians, he's already got all of his witches still alive. That extra wizard that he didn't he placed well, and his queen's at full health. He's got the main portion of his Gowi attack still alive and ready to go, dealing damage. This is what builds momentum in an attack and really provides that extra damage and DPS to continue the attack and just start putting the pedal to the metal and going forward with whatever you're doing, whether it's hogs, whether it's loons. In this case, it's hogs. So if you still look, he's got double witches, he's got his wizard, he's got a full health queen, he's got everything ready to go for this attack, because he did a really good CC clear. He invested what could have been just 1 barb. He ended up giving up a couple more hogs just to make sure, which is fine. But for the total investment of what could have been 1 giant, 2 archers and 2 barbs, 9 space, he cleared out a 30 space clan castle, and he gained momentum into the first part of his attack. That's the type of stuff that we need to look for, and that's what I'm talking about with the Double Witch Clear for the Clan Castle is dropping your troops down, clearing their CC, and building the momentum to continue on and provide DPS support for those tanking golems, and really just wreak havoc through a base. So I want to go through Jeremy's second attack here. Again, he probably could have done it with 1 or 2 giants. He elects to do a couple hogs just because he wants to clear. He wants to make sure he gets it, and he's going to clear a defense at the same time. And then he's going to invest 1 archer over here to pull everything over. Now, one of the things that you might want to think about is if you're coming in from this angle, which he is, because he wants to get to the Archer Queen. If you're coming in from that angle, what you want to do is you don't want the CC troops to go one way and then have to go all the way over here. That's a time waster. What I would suggest is, if you are going to do that type of pull, maybe come in here, get this cannon, then the defenses come here, and then they come here. You're not wasting all the time going back and forth, where every second matters sometimes in these different attacks. Try to think, if I'm going to coming in from a certain way, how can I pull the troops towards that way so they don't have that far to go? I mean, witches and loons are pretty slow in the grand scheme of things. So time is ticking away as troops are slowly getting over there. Again, notice the drops. He's going to go 2, 2, 2 real quick. And again, here are the queens. They're back line. They're letting those garbage troops in the front take all the damage as they spawn the skeletons from behind. And that's really what generates this type of attack. He waits a little bit on the wizards here, which is perfect. He gets those wizards clumped. He starts taking them out. He drops the other one to continue on with the DPS. And again, if you look at the end of this CC clear, when he's ready to go forward with his 1 golem tanking the damage, he's still got both witches, full health, both of those wizards full health, and his queen's at full health. For the small price of a couple archers and a couple barbarians, not counting the actual pull, which could have been done with maybe 1 or 2 giants, he's cleared the entire CC, and he's built the momentum to go forward with the first stage of his attack. So another really well done Double Witch clear of the CC, and really building that first portion of his attack to really get going towards a 3-star hog attack. So really nice job by Jeremy. Now, in retrospect, I do want to point out things that when the Double Witch clear doesn't work, and everybody's got to learn it, and there's always going to be a learning curve to this stuff. But Josh had a Double Witch clear that he was going for that didn't really get what he needed at all. So again, 30 space in the CC troop. The objective here is to trade as little space as we can to get rid of all of that, all of those troops. So he's going to go ahead and drop down a level 7 giant, which is great. There's no spring trap there. He gets full pull. And he's dragging over from the archer because he's going to want to get, if he's running hogs, he wants to get that archer queen. This right here is just fine, but this is where it breaks down. He drops 1, time ticks. He drops another one, and then he drops 1 archer, and then the witches. You notice here, the witches are in front of the archer queen. Or, I'm sorry, the archer. And because of that, where are all these skeletons and all this DPS going? You got it. The witches. And those are the first things to melt. Now, take this in comparison to what Jeremy did, right? So Jeremy traded he traded whatever he needed to get the pull, and then he traded a couple archers and a couple of barbarians because he was able to deploy quickly, deploy efficiently, and he kept the witches in the back line, and then added a wizard here or there. Josh didn't do that, and ended up paying because just about all of the CC is still alive and kicking. Now, Josh is a Town Hall 10 going up a Town Hall 9, so level 40 heroes are going to trump just about everything here. But these are the things that you want to think about, because when it does matter on how well you can clear the CC, that's one of the things is, what can we do to clear the CC? Are we dropping things quick enough to clear it? And are we dropping them, you know, in the right order, in the right distance away, so as the queen can start spawning those skeletons and getting those clears done? So I'm going to show one more, which is going to lead into another one of the points that I wanted to catch on. Bill has an attack here that we crafted up together that is good in theory. It's going to be an air attack, but he can trade one golem here, get that full CC, and then he can do his double witch drop and clear that CC and build in towards the queen here. He's got a golem in the CC, in his own CC, and then he can take out the queen and an anti-air and then just overrun the base. So that's the plan. But unfortunately, the things weren't just there. He drops an extra giant over here, which doesn't get much of a pull. And at this point, he should be dropping an archer to continue pulling it over, but he drops a golem instead. And you'll see this whole attack breaks down. He loses that for free. He's losing this for free. I think he loses that one for free. And this whole time, everything's attacking that golem that he dropped. That golem is gotta be dead by now, which it is. He's still got a witch here, and now he's dropping the witches from behind to start trying to help clear. So that whole exchange where he was able to get the pull, but he didn't get them over and lead into the clear where he dropped the 2/2/2 and then had the witches and all of that clearing force become the momentum of his first part of his attack, because he dropped the golem and everything, you know, attached to that golem. He lost that golem, a max level golem, in about 5-10 seconds there, and he didn't really get any kind of momentum off of that at all. He didn't get into the first part. He lost his archer queen. He lost his king. And from there, I mean, it's just... There's really... It's a tough salvage at this point, because all the DPS and all of the troop space that you invested in to a double witch clear to get that momentum and get that golem going, it isn't there. And that ends up being a problem when things go wrong. So really what we need to be working on is effectively and efficiently getting rid of the CC, or getting rid of the clan castle, the opponent's clan castle. And in these lava loon attacks, in the hog attacks, the double witch clear into a small GoWe force to take out the queen, or take out an anti-air or two, or whatever your main objective is of that first small part of attack. The double witch clear is an effective way of clearing the CC and building the momentum to get to that attack, if done correctly. Now, the other point that I brought up early, and I know I'm running a little long on time, I didn't want to have this long of a video as usual, but the other part of the video was, you know, when do you pull a CC? When is it really necessary? And this is a great example, because Bill did his attack. It was the first attack on this base, and he had no idea. You know, is there a dragon in the CC? Is there, you know, a loon, wizard, witches? You know, he didn't know anything. So he built his 2-witch clear, you know, as a kind of an assumption, but, you know, it's just a safe play where even if there's a dragon in there, the dragon could aggro on the skeletons and end up taking a lot of time, while an archer queen just rains down from below and kills it. But when do you worry about it? When don't you? Well, I got I was blessed where I was able to go after Bill after he had done such a nice scout job on that base, and I was able to know that in that CC he had a loon, he had 2 wizards, he had a queen, and that's it. Now, if I'm running a straight lava loon attack, the only thing that I'm worried about there are the 2 wizards, and it's just 2 of them. Do I really want to spend the only things that I care about taking care of in that attack are the two wizards. The witches don't do much damage to the lava loons, or the lava hounds or the loons, and the loon isn't going to pop out at all because it's an air attack, and loons can't attack air. So you'll see, because of that kind of reasoning, I don't end up, when I attack this base, I don't end up pulling at all. I know the Archer Queen is one of the biggest concerns I have, so I drop 2 archers to get the Archer Queen to jump on this side. Then I pop my King ability. Now it's go time. Now it's go time from the air, because I don't care what's in the what's in the opponent's CC, because I know it doesn't matter for the type of attack that I am. You know, he's got these 3. The wizards are going to do a little bit of damage here to the hound, but it's not enough for me to want to waste a bunch of space trying to take care of whatever they have in there. And you'll see they end up dying to pups anyway. So because of the scouting job that Bill did in his attack, you know, because I knew what was in the clan castle, I knew I don't have to be worried about any of this junk. There's 2 wizards in there. That's the main part of the DPS. How much do I want to invest, and how much am I willing to lose based on what I know is in that clan castle? And so that kind of ties in. You got to have an answer for the clan castle for a lot of the different attacks. But if there's scouting that's being done, you also got to think about it logically. There's 8 troop space that I care about. Does that really warrant me to drop enough to really, you know, build an attack around getting rid of 8? Probably not. Not in this base. Now this base was, you know, pretty woefully underleveled for a lot of the different defenses, so I just kind of just overwhelmed it with a bunch of loons. But at the same time, I mean, it's that thought process that goes into it that you have to think about. Do I need to clear the CC? Yes. Well, how am I going to clear it? Is it a lightning spell? If you're running a straight go-wee attack or a go-wipe attack, those P.E.K.K.A.s take a long time to attack witch skeletons. You know, a lightning spell can keep your momentum going, whereas if you don't have a lightning spell, you just drop a heal spell or a rage spell in your dudes to try to clear it, you're still stalling. You know, where a lightning spell can keep your momentum going in your go-wee attack. If you're running hogs, if you're running lava loon, you know, is the first part of your attack to get rid of an anti-air or the queen? You know, can you utilize with the space that you have a double witch clear? Because as I've shown, you can be very cost efficient and get rid of their entire CC while building momentum for your front. You know, your first part of your attack, your frontal attack. So I think this is one of the biggest things in Clash of Clans. For building attacks and really practicing attacks and getting better at attacks, is dealing with the CC. How efficient and how effective are you at clearing it? Is it building towards attack? Is it detrimental to your attack? Are you know, in this case where I 3-star the guy, I mean, should I have wasted time trying to pull the CC to a corner and drop heroes around it and a bunch of archers to try to clear things? Or does it not matter? If it does matter, how can I effectively clear it to my advantage and really build for my attack, rather than pulling them to a corner, throwing a bunch of things around it, and then attacking from a different complete spot and hoping that whatever I drop down in the corner clears it? You know, build everything towards an attack. Have, you know, everything has its place, and being able to effectively clear it with the least amount of investment possible is really going to go far in just about every attack. So I can't stress it enough. I think everybody needs to practice it. I think, you know, kind of seeing the different things when you're looking at bases. Okay, how much do I have to invest to get the pull? Do I have a safe spot where I can drop an archer and pull things over and then drop into my double witch drop? You know, these are things that you should be thinking about for your attack and how you're building your attack for the base, rather than just building an attack because it's building an attack. You should be building an attack for the base. So I hope you guys found this video informative. If you have any questions or comments, please, you can leave them below. Until next time, good luck in your wars, and I'll see you later.